In today's video, we'll be discussing how I plan on retiring, show you the plan, and will I retire before Illuvium's release this year. Check it out. Hello, 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 whether it's morning, afternoon, night. I'm glad you're joining me today, and I'm a little late with this video. I've had a lot of complications this week, getting things recorded and having the time to do so, and fitting the time in to get sleep. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thrown together. I apologize; it's probably not gonna be as well done as the last ones, but just to get the information out there and let you guys know where I'm at and what we're doing now. We've got my bots, which I've taken some of the money out of. We can see here that I'm only running my shipping and IMX bots now. Those were the more profitable ones over the long haul so far. If we go to my bot history, we can see that the position token bot was down, but had made some money. In 26 days, it was almost at $200. The Koval USD bot was over 10%, which was our goal for the month. 7% on the position token. So I was above my average 10% goal for the month on all four bots that I had been running, and $334 here. The interesting thing is, if you look at how these bots are running, I discovered that there's this little section over here. So if I move myself here, you can actually see on the right hand side there's a balance. So I wasn't actually, well, can I scroll up? So yeah, so here it shows balance. And before, I wasn't aware that whenever the bots are trading, they don't actually keep all of the profits that they trade for. So this entire $396 is not in the balance of the 1900 value that you see here in the shipping bot. Somehow, and for some reason, the bot kicks out some of these profits during its trading periods, and it puts it in your balance in the exchange on the platform that it's trading on. And so you can scroll down here and see that I've got $17 extra over the past couple days, right? Because I've cleaned this out. So I realized the first time that I realized that this had been happening and there was just extra money floating around over here in my balance on the exchange that wasn't being used, there was almost $1,400 there. Okay. So I still had $10,000 in the bots and $1,400 over here just chilling out. And so I'm like, wow, I've got $1,400 to invest into something else. So what I've done is I went ahead and let's move me back. So what I did with the 1400 is, so what I did with the 1400 is I brought it over here to the drip network, and I actually invested here into the faucet. So this strategy earns me 1% compounding interest per day. And there's a little bit of information here that I'm going to go ahead and share. So today will be like the 5th day that I've compounded. So whenever I click this hydrate button over here, it's going to take this interest that it's accrued in the last day or so since I last compounded, and it'll add this to my balance here, and then it keeps track of how much I've claimed since I started this process. And here it'll allow me to have a max payout of 89.4 drip per day. And that's the 1% that it compounds. So yes, it is 1% compounding per day. When you do hydrate or you claim, you have to pay a fee in BNB. So you have to have some BNB in your wallet to pay that fee to either make that hydrate or claim each day. So it's not a free strategy. It's definitely something that I have to pay for. So essentially what I've done is I'm going to use my bots in the income there, because they kick out this extra so essentially what I've done is I'm going to use my bots while they're kicking out the extra few dollars a week in my balance, and I'm going to use that balance to go ahead and continue to pay for the fees to recompound each day. And drip actually has been performing really well. So we can go over here to CoinGecko and look up drip. Drip is currently around $55, and this is where I bought in at. So let's go back to like the last 14 days, or actually let's go look at the 90-day chart. So here on the 90-day chart, we see all these lines, and our high over here in January 26th was 167, and it dropped to about in the 130s, 120s, and then we went all the way down to a low of 44-ish. And yeah, so I got in right at about $55 per drip here, because that corresponded with these other lows that we experienced last year. So we had support back here around 55. We had support here around 55, 54. And so as soon as I saw the price 55, I had been following some other YouTubers for 2 months now, while this entire market was just dropping, right? And I understood once we reached this price, that was probably a good place to buy in at. And as long as we don't go up too crazy like we did back over here, like this is only a matter of days. If it takes a little longer, hopefully, then maybe I can DCA some more money into this strategy. But even if but yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to be doing, is I'm gonna add some funds to this strategy as we go, and build this up over time. So I got in initially at a really good price, and we're just gonna DCA some more money in each week, hopefully. So yeah, that's what we're doing there. And where are we? Okay. And so back on the drip faucet network, we've made $16 or more in interest, which is about a quarter of a drip token. And I'm just gonna keep hydrating. So I'm earning a quarter every single day. So every 4 days I have another drip that I'm earning off of. And currently this is my balance, and that will just keep going up if the price continues to go up as well. So we're gonna hit this hydrate button. We want to go ahead and confirm and pay our 0.0018 BNB. There we go. And give it a second to update. And it should give us a pop-up that says the transaction was a success. We have now claimed 1.25, and it has added that amount to our total deposits here. So there we go. Now our 1% every day will be slightly larger here. And that is one strategy that I've used with that extra $1,400. So what happened to the other two bots that I shut down? Well, there was some money there. And another project that I had been following was actually Krabata. And the price of Trezor under the sea. So let's go look at that 90-day chart. So this project was at an all-time high of 38 cents back here in January, and it got down to 7 cents, 8 cents here, 9 cents, 10 cents. So I bought in over here about 9 or 10 cents for my TUS. And if we, okay, so if we go over here to the Krabata network, we can see that we can buy crabs. And essentially what I've done is the strategy that I'm actively doing here is that whenever you go to search for crabs, you can see you can buy some for 1700 here. But these crabs don't have like perfect stats, right? So you can buy certain types of crabs. And what we want is we want pure crabs. So 6 of 6. They're a little bit more expensive. And then I also want the class of prime is the ones that I've chosen to go with. And so we can see here, it's going to cost me $2,171 to buy my next one if I was to buy one today. And go to the idle game. These are the stats that we're after. So the crabs that I'm buying are pure and prime. And if we go over here, we can see that I own 2 crabs already. And what I'm doing is I'm renting them out. Let's move my... Yeah, okay. And so what I'm doing with mine are renting them out. So whenever you have some crabs, if you have a team of 3 crabs, you can create a team and send them out on mining expedition adventures. And that'll be done here within your manage teams section. But then you also have this tavern. So the tavern is where I have my crabs, and this is where you rent out your crabs. So this shows some other crabs that are being rented. This is the lowest price that's being rented at this current moment, and it goes all the way up to like 300, 500 treasures under the sea. And the reason why you can rent them out is because while your crabs are going on these mining adventures for 4 hours, so it's a 4-hour cycle. When you have 3 crabs, you click the button, send them out on their mining adventure, and they can get attacked. And they'll get attacked a few times while they're on this mining adventure, most likely. It just always happens. That's the way the game works. So there's 3 different game modes to earn with the idle game. The mining adventure, you can loot other opponents, which is basically attack them. That's what I'm talking about. And then the tavern, the renting game. So while you're on a mining adventure, if that's your thing that you're doing, when you get attacked, you have the option to rent or hire other crabs to help you win the battle. And so that's what I'm setting up. I'm just setting up crabs to be rented to help other people win their mining adventure battles. And since I'm only investing in really good, tough crabs, so that I can one day have my own team to go on mining adventures, which technically makes more money per hour, more money per day. We'll eventually get there, but I got to work up to 1 more crab. I've got a little over half of the treasures under the sea needed in my balance here. I've got almost 1,200 here. And if we needed about 2,200 probably to get there, it'll be a while. But I'm earning 40 treasures under the sea every 2 hours. So between my 2 crabs, you can see down here that here's my history. When I bought it, and now I've started to rent them out, and over the last day, every 2 hours, like clockwork, it gets rented out for 20 TUS every 2 hours. And I could probably increase this price a little bit. I'm debating whether or not I should, because every time you update the price, I have to pay a fee. So I can't just keep updating the price. This is a contract that's in place, smart contract within the DeFi aspects of the game. So every time you update the contract, you have to pay a gas fee to update that contract and change the price that you're renting your crabs at. So I may just let this run for a few days before updating it, because I don't want to spend any money just yet. I think 20 is good. If you see up here, the average price is 19, so I'm a little above average. But for my perfect prime pure crabs, maybe I can do a little research and see what other ones are being listed for on the marketplace, and add a few TUS to my rent fee here, and maybe make more money that way, especially since the market's going up, right? So we saw that the market was down to 9-10 cents, and we're up to like 12 cents right now today. And this is another strategy I'm using. This is where a lot of my money is. I spent over $3,000, $3,500 almost, for just these 2 crabs. And so all said and done, I'll probably end up spending about 6,000, maybe a little bit more, to get my 3rd crab and start earning there as well. So what does this mean for me? Well, what this means is, between these 2 crabs, I can earn about $50 a day, a little more than $50 a day. Let's jump back over to my Brave browser here. Okay. So if we look at these numbers, this is a spreadsheet that I've put together, and we're just going to look at how much money I've put into these things. I've got in my bots about $4,900 still. Price has gone down a little bit since I updated this, and that's still earning about 10% per month. My drip faucet, I invested about $1,400 into, and it's earning 1% interest per day. So we've got that going. Here's my 2 crabs. In total, with gas fees and everything, I spent about $1,849 and $1,909 on those 2. And then I've got a balance of $1,069 whenever I last checked it and updated here, but I've got more. Obviously, we're just looking at that. And then I've also invested in a Townstar NFT that cost me about $365, and we've made back maybe $9.30 there. So our account balance in total NFTs and crypto projects is now a little over 11,500 and climbing, because we're earning more money there with the Crabata investment now. And Drip Network is also doing a little better for us. So I'm gonna have to update these numbers. This is what we were calculating for the bot, and that's gonna change a bit next time. But I want to bring your attention over to my new investments. For now, we're gonna look at this one, which is the Drip Network. So what we're looking at here is, this is when I put money into it, and this is the interest per day, and this is my fee. So every time I pay to compound. I have to pay this much essentially every day. Um, it's actually closer to like $3 or $4, but the drip network takes a fee as well. So I think that's what I was calculating here. So out of the 1319, drip network actually takes 5% of your compounding interest whenever you do compound each day, and so that's how they get their money. And then if I take money out as profit, they take a 10% fee instead of the 5. But for now, I'm just going to be adding money into it and recompounding until it gets up to the amount that I want. So we've got actually better numbers than what I originally calculated. So I threw this spreadsheet and numbers together whenever I funded the account originally. So we were looking at over $1,500 worth of value in my drip token, and it's now the 17th, I guess. So here we were calculating that I would have about 1383, but I've actually got more in there, so that's good. So it's performing better than originally I was speculating. So we'll have to track that and see if that continues to be the case. So by the time that I make my next video, which would be somewhere down here in the 28th, between the 1st, I should have anywhere between $1,700 to $1,800. As long as I add $100 here and here, we should be good. I'm not sure if I'll be able to add $100 both those weeks, but I'll try to work on my side hustle and make that happen. But here's what we're projecting is going to happen. As long as we add in 100 a week, 1% every day, and this is going to build up to here. So how does this strategy work? How does this strategy help us? Well, if I keep putting money into this is the balance in my drip network account, right? So this is the balance that we're seeing right now, $1,588. And this is not actually my money. I don't own this anymore. I have funded this account, and this is essentially a gamified token that the drip network now owns, but it's attached to my account. So what I mean is that $1,400 is gone, right? The only money that I can withdraw out of this account now is this $13 to $16 per day in interest whenever I claim that I have to pay a fee on. Now, the more money I put into it and the more it grows, that 1% will eventually amount to a lot of money. It can. 1% per day compounding is a very powerful thing, right? So by the end of December, I'm calculating here that if it's steady in price, then I could have as much as 42,800, 42,400 in compounding interest in the balance of that account. And what that means is that 1% interest per day is anywhere in the 380s to 390. And I could be withdrawing that every single day. So this would be my income. So it's a long-term strategy. You want to be able to put a lot of money into this, or just put a little money into it and then compound it for a long time, so you can get to this point. Now, I may not have to wait until we get up to like 300-400 to be able to pull any of this out. I might decide once we get up to about 150, which would be back here in September, if everything goes according to plan or better than plan, by the middle of September, I'll have about 150 per day that I can be withdrawing, and that would be fantastic. $150 a day is nothing to brag about, but I mean that's huge, because I would have invested and built up this investment to a point where that becomes possible. I can withdraw that amount of money and use that elsewhere, or start taking some of the profits out of here and reinvesting them in other things, right? So that's what that strategy is doing for me. That's my plan there. And then you've got Krabata, which we'll scroll over a little bit more here. And we started with about this much. We've got 40 TUS per day. This was the price, which is a little low now. The price has gone up a bit. And at 40 every hour, doing 12. If I rent them out 12 times per day, and I'm getting 40 each time, and this is the price, then I was calculating out how much time I would have to wait before I could buy my next crab. And I'm estimating that at least by April 5th, depending on the price of TUS, I should be able to buy my next crab, and we'll get the mining expeditions going. So maybe not by the time I make my next video, but hopefully I'll be close to that goal. And essentially what that means for us is this 40 TUS per day. 40, I keep saying per day. Okay, so let's just calculate this out. So if we're doing the 12 times 40, and this was the price, $11.39, then I'm making $4.55 every 2 hours. And then we're multiplying that by 12, because we could do that 12 times in a day. That's over $55.67 that my crabs are currently being rented out for every single day. And once I get that third crab, the mining expeditions can essentially earn me 80 or more every single day because of the rewards of the mining expeditions, and being able to win your battles in the mining expeditions is more profitable than just going on the mining expeditions like we were talking about and getting looted by other players and losing those mining expeditions. So this seems to be a pretty good strategy, and I'm very bullish on this because not only is this idle game very lucrative, but Krabata has been steadily the switch scenes here. Krabata has steadily been the #1 yield earning blockchain game in the last 2 months. I've kept track of many of them. I've followed many YouTubers out there who are also doing some of these strategies, and Krabata is #1 as far as yield is concerned, as far as your investment. But it is a high entry, as you can see. You know, spending over $3,500 on just 2 crabs. And I don't even have a full team yet to start mine, but we'll get there. And the reason why I'm so bullish on this is because if you've been following Krabata, you know that they are about to come out with a battle game as well. So we'll have this idle game that we can play, and there's bots and things that have kind of taken over. That's why you get attacked. That's why a lot of people have built things that earn them money with their bots, even while they're away from their computers and whatever else, because that's possible with this game. But the battle game will be something like what Axie Infinity does, and other games do. And you've got cards. You have turns. You can activate certain cards, abilities to battle your 3 crabs against somebody else's 3 crabs, and you'll be able to do that so many times in a day. And so then you immediately think about possible scholarships. So if there's a battle game, you can do this every day. And as a investor, you don't want to do this completely yourself. I probably will, at least in the beginning, but I will have the opportunity to start scholarships with my accounts and with my crabs that I've invested into here as well. And that's something we want to work on. That's something we want to get into eventually, because we want to figure out how to set up these scholarships, learn how they work, because we're not only interested in this game, but also Illuvium. Whenever it comes out, we're going to be setting up some scholarships there for sure. So that's our strategy here. If all goes according to plan, then I will still meet my goal probably by November, but at least by the end of December, and be retired and have enough to just live on the interest and yield that these strategies are earning whenever Illuvium comes out and is finally released and we're able to make money with it and move on from there. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for sticking around.
Welcome to my home space.